Now, welcome back. Final Fantasy 4 part easily over 10, didn't count. But now I'm stuck once again back in the Underworld, so... Yep, we got this. Dwarves who don't speak anything, but... Let's say they don't talk anything new. So let's just have a chat with Gyot and see what he's had to say. Damn. Oh yeah, that is way the plot. Well, that would mean it would be southwest, but I have a problem. I can't fly over any of the magma fields. So it would be time to start wandering around and see what might be going on around here. Because Sid is here. He survived the fall and explosion. Actually, he's no longer prince, he's king. But his edge wears a face covering mask, so... Oh, so... Sid just decided to get back busy working. Yeah. That was just a fast characters running around with lively music, and he just exhausted himself. Well, seeing that conditions he might be overworking himself might be a bit of an issue, and now you could say that there's a little bit of a interesting little shift, you might say, because well, now as I get the first I will say my medium progress, and I can now fly over the sea ocean of Underworld, which is the magma. There are some extra locations I can actually look out, like this little smithy owned by a guy called Coco. I don't know how his name is pronounced. He might be world's finest blacksmith because, well, he's put his residence into most difficult to access location. So he wants special ore to actually do working, and I don't have it, so that's a problem. So nothing here. So obviously that's a little hint that with that way you can get a very powerful weapon later, but there's also a little city hidden behind this mountain range. Oh, yeah, they are blue and they don't glow light like river sea of magma over there. And that place he gives a hint about Land of Summons. And of course there's some status items, which I will get a lot just because. And of course there would be a weapon and armor shop as well. Which sells a new weapon for Rydia. And a big hefty axe as well, but well, just arm Cecil with it. And of course there would be also an armor shop. Selling diamond equipment, which at this phase is quite good, and so which means this place is definitely worth visiting. But I would wonder how in hell could there be a ability. Well, I already started taking everything you got. It's not that you had much, but still, well, but that would still be generous. And it's a classic, it's a common trope in RPGs that all these treasure chests are something that nobody pays any attention to. But this would be the sealed cave in here, hidden beneath that. And then there would be there are lots of different areas to travel and move around, little patches of land. And of course there would be Tower of Babel, where I cannot get, and when you notice that this Underworld map, assuming it would be as big as the Overworld map, reaches a bit souther from the Overworld itself, so spatially there's some weirdness. So, but now going here. Sylvan Cave. This is completely optional location. It's a dungeon, of course, and it has lots of treasure, but what you can find here is not related to plot, it's a complete side quest, so I will not be showing any of the enemy encounters in here. And the floor does damage, so meaning you would have to cast a float spell to get here. And the place is structured like a maze, so it is quite inconvenient place to play in or go through, especially when there are all these secret and when there's secret walls in here as well, which make navigation, you could say, kind of awkward in here. Several different floors leading up or down, and generally demanding you to move around a lot, different layers of the dungeon to actually get where you might want to go, which is of course down to the bottom. Shit, and I'm dead. I wonder if I managed to successfully wipe any of them out. No. But that's basically quite when you all you can do is basically just switch between and basically all you can do is repeat Toad spell all over and over again. It becomes actually very basically frustrating and pointless fight because, well, occasionally it switches around. Especially once the Toad spell hits back to the none of the enemies actually attacked me, was able to attack me. But I think I should not open any chests anymore because of the that quite big risk of having to face enemies with 1 hit points all, so that would be bad. But in here, Sylvan Cave, there's a little interesting little find because Yang is here. These are sylphs. Little friendly little characters who have never, well, they don't appear earlier, and they just appear now. And of course I can just leave the cave as well, which is really nice. Oh, but I'm still flying around and trying to see what else interesting locations there might be. Like this little island around here, which leads to another side quest area, Land of the Summons, which is actually quite important place for Rydia as well. But first I'm gonna do a save and do some preparation work to going to that place. Now, as you enter the Cave of Summons, which must be a location that Rydia came through. Yeah, that is true. Rydia came through this place, but how did she came through is completely different. But anyways, the damaging flaws can actually be neutralized by using the float spell that Rosa knows. And of course the place also has, because it's a land of summons, it has summoning enemies, although that one didn't get wasn't given a chance to make use of that ability. And compared to Sylvan Cave, this is much, you could say, less convoluted in structures. And yeah, I got the classical one eye, big wing, this evil looking monster, big mouth, one eye, big eye, ugly critters around here. Well, at least it's not a Cyclops with an eye patch, because that you can always ask how does it work, and it doesn't. Mini Satana. That's actually kind of silly term. Yeah, but you can see that the enemy, but judging by this damage that they cause, enemies here are quite formidable. Ah, damn it. Luck. Oh, damn it. I really dislike the fact that the confuse is just so crippling in this one. Well, luckily Rydia was unconfused because he managed to do something really severe. But yeah, the enemies in this place are quite formidable, so encounters are as could be expected. And this place also would have the first appearance of very formidable Final Fantasy monster called Malboro. Although I don't remember what was their original name in first translation at the Super Nintendo, but even then, it was not unclear at all that well, even then Malboros, even now in this version, when they with their debut appearance, Malboros are quite formidable foes. I was about to say, oh, I die. Yeah, I was defeated because I did not think ahead. Well, thanks for the automatic. Thanks for the auto system of allowing me to just return right when the stage started. I can now avoid that one particular chest and head directly to the land of summons. Oh, they are nice. And they also wear this evil bad guy robes, but they are not bad guys. And this place has that kind of, you could say, slightly mystical music, because this land is kind of mystical as well. Yeah, summoned monsters. But Rydia said that there might be a Leviathan in here who might be able to help us, or might want to help us. Yes, I never have met talking Chocobo before. They usually say something like Quay or Wark. But though that guy is greedy. But kind of understandable where they are, because business is very bad, and most likely just staying here might give you some sort of perks and matters. So just eyeing all of the handy stuff they have. And they have plenty of items and all that kind of stuff. the cell, and of course they have saved location, which I also make use because this place, believe it or not, has boss fights, and not just boss fights, but 2 of them. Yeah. Oh yeah, and they also sell weapons and gear for the other characters, so finding this place is definitely worth doing. And of course, all the high-level gear that they sell here is also quite, you could say, expensive. But here's important place to... Oh yeah, so summons are old, and they live in the same world. But here, beneath the library, and here's are depictions of, or better say, tellings of all kinds of summons that you can get. Odin. But now here I arrived to the royal chamber. But there is the queen, so let's just have a chat with her. Actually, yes, I do. A boss fight against Queen of Summons, Asura. And she is a gimmick fight. Because she only does she only attacks with counters. Meaning that you can actually set your own pace about how you face her in battle. So, and as you can set your own pace in about how you attack. It's much more about getting the proper strategy to use against her instead of actually having to use a specific proper attack. But even with the, you could say, the basic style of just using healing magics on herself, she packs a huge punch in her counter attacks. So the basic how you fight against her is a matter of breaking her magics. Or say stopping her healing and recovery ability, not her fighting ability. But that all she does is blast out basic And her design is quite intimidating. I think she has that. Yep. Her hitting power is very, very, very high. But even if her hitting power is high, her aggression is very low, which makes it much easier, very easy to pace your own fighting against her. Oops, wrong target. I'm blasting out Reflect to Cecil. But that should make it actually possible for me to then just oh yes, I can use. I can then just use Cecil as a bouncing sounding board or whatever it might be the proper word for that. To smack potent attack spells into her, like Bio. Reflect, and it goes right to the basic reflect, because reflect can works only once. Bounce off the bio spell to her again, and as Edge is in the back row, it really doesn't hurt him to be hit. Ow, and Cecil almost got wiped out by that attack, and now he's splashing out curing spells. Thank you for that, dumb broad. Let's blast out Titan. The novelty nuclear missile. You never know when it will go off. Amuse your friends, surprise your enemy. Surprise your friends, amuse your enemy. Start the party with a bang. That is the catchphrase. That is the tagline of novelty nuclear missiles, especially Titans. And with that, with proper tactics and patience, Ashura goes down. Real hard. And she gives quite a nice chunk of experience points. Asura, really learned. But there would be another summon here as well. So I will recover and come back. And did the recovery. Let's have a chat with Queen. Yeah, and here's the old guy. Oh yeah, the old guy is apparently the king. He doesn't look like much, but say hello to quite commonly the second most powerful summon of Final Fantasy game, Leviathan, the water serpent, and ludicrously strong. But he's got weaknesses that can be exploited. He doesn't like thunder attacks at all. So even Edge's very weak magic attacks can actually cause quite a respectable chunk of damage to him. And of course, someone Ramu from the Rydia gives quite a big chunk of hurt as well. Maybe I should have equipped lightning arrows to Rosa first to make sure that she would actually cause even more, quite a big heavy chunk of damage when she shoots her arrow at it. Leviathan, and if I remember right, Leviathan also has less hit points than Asura, but he can attack, and the tidal wave is not lacking in punch. It's actually a very respectable amount of punch it has, but he doesn't use any counter attacks or anything like that gimmick, so he's more and less dangerous at the same time. Yeah, there's Ramu. So whenever he's not in there, you wanna just keep wailing at him, because he basically does just two things. He either throws Ice 2 or Blizzard Ice 2, or then his signature attack Tidal Wave. And he's now gonna blast the Tidal Wave because he is animated to look different, or drawn to look different. It would be Final Fantasy VII which would actually have animated enemy sprites. In this one they were just very static, but the attacks could be animated, but enemies basically were never animated. Except with very crude manner, just moving around or flashing like that. So you could say that the visual style of these early Final Fantasy games, or better say 2D era Final Fantasy games, was kind of very functional, but lacking, but static, very little movement. And even in this pixel remaster, there's practically any kind of embellishments added, except the spell animations and others are way more complex and fancy than they used to be. But the general styling has not changed at all. Yeah, you can just keep spamming that attack. Or better say, you can just keep spamming the technique, but I have better things to spam against you. Like jumping and dual wielding swords. And of course the bearded guy himself, Ramu. Strangely enough, he never seems to have... Well, he does appear in Final Fantasy VI as with a speaking role, introducing the concept of that game's magic crystals, magic sites, and as a talking Esper character, but otherwise he would be quite... Well, in Final Fantasy IX he also does quite prominent appearance. He is something like you could say he's something like a spokesman of Espers or summoned creatures in Final Fantasy games. Not all of them, but quite many. But taking him down is very much just repeat what is proven to be good tactic. Ouch. Let's just blast out Bio as well. But he died. Or better say he was defeated. I don't think about Rydia's righteousness, but she definitely is powerful and cunning enough. But I think it would be time to go to return to the, you might say, the main chamber, main quest, and go head back to the sealed cave. And there would be also this little handy, well, touchpad giving you access to this extra location and chance to leave directly without need to struggle back to the cave. But next time it is time to fly swiftly towards the sealed cave, and next time it is time to explore that location. See ya!